So just few minutes ago, actually about 10 minutes ago, the developers just tweeted something about the PTS developer notes Project Resolve. So I was lucky to be actually at home right now, and I want to go through this and see what the patch notes are with you guys, and give my opinion, and also I want to hear your opinions in a comment section below. So if you guys enjoyed this video, a like on it would be super appreciated. Subscribe for more, and yeah, let's take a look at what they are talking about. So let's see. In here they said, agents will like to provide you with some insight into our findings and the next steps that have been determined based on the feedback we received from phase 1 of the Project Resolve PTS. So this is it. Now let's click on the link. Let's see what they have. So hello agents, we are immensely grateful for all of the feedback we received following phase 1 of the TU20 in Project Resolve PTS. We want to share our finding and next steps based on your experience on the PTS. So starting off right here, so there's not much in there. So starting off, we have the weapon and talents. So enhance accuracy and stability of some weapons. Interesting. So our primary focus has been on performing rather than handleability. Modifying accuracy and stability would result diminishing the unique characteristics of each weapon, potentially leading to a homogenization. Damn, those are some hard words, where all the weapons become identical. Instead, our objective is to ensure that the certain weapons are harder to handle, but in turn offer greater power when landing shots. Oh, I get it. So enhance accuracy and stability of the weapon. So basically they're saying, because some people said about they only giving talents for damage and this and that, but the weapons itself, like for example the big horn, it's a very bad handling weapon, but instead the talent on it, the power that it gives you, as compensates for the lack of handling. So that's basically what I'm understanding from this. We have decided to refrain from implementing any additional change now. However, we will reassess the situation following the release and considering potential adjustments. So yeah, that's basically it. So they are explaining the fact that they're not changing the weapon accuracy and stability or handling of the weapons, of some weapons like the big horn, because they wanted to keep that as a characteristics of that weapon and others, and instead they give power through the weapon talent. All right, so moving on, Mantis exotic marksman rifle is too buffed and needs a nerf. We agree with that notion that it needs to be brought down. The change will be available with the PTS phase 2. Oh, so the Mantis is getting a nerf. So basically they saying, someone said the Mantis exotic marksman rifle is too buffed and needs a nerf. And they saying, well, we agree with that, so we're gonna nerf it. So that is that. So the Dr. Home exotic rifle changes are unnecessary. So basically, all right, so what I'm getting is these the titles right here. These are what the feedbacks are from the player base, and this is what the developers are responding to. And right here they said that the Dr. Home exotic rifle changes are unnecessary. I heard these from the community. So they are saying, we have reviewed your feedback and determined that the Dr. Home requires a revision. Therefore, we will be reverting it back to the original version of the PTS for the PTS phase 2. So basically, the PTS phase 1 Dr. Home is not gonna happen. We're going back to before the PTS phase 1 of the Dr. Home. So with all other weapons changing, St. Elmo's engine exotic AR, oh my god, feels underwhelming. This is a lie. This is not true. What are you talking about? I made a video and I live streamed it showing that St. Elmo's engine still is top tier. Just because the Eagle Bearer came up on the tier for one of the best weapons, it doesn't mean it is better than St. Elmo's engine. It's still top tier. As a fact, they are both right there, neck to neck, which is great. They have both great, competition. Now on PvP side of things, I understand maybe it needs a different revision, right? We hear you, and we can confirm that we will be leaving it as it is for PvP. All rifles should be given 30 to 50% buff to accuracy and stability. I do not agree with that, but let's see what they say. Buffing the handling of every rifle would risk diminishing the individual traits that makes each weapon unique, potentially leading to a lack of diversity. Our main objectives in preserving the current state of weapon handling is to ensure a wide variety of weapons remaining available. Therefore, we have decided to not implement any changes that would make the rifles too similar. Honestly, like, I don't understand what people means by accuracy and stability. You know what? I know what it means. The problem is that people complain about rifle stability is because they are only want to use damage mods. It's damage talents, damage mods, damage build, or red builds. That's all of these people use. Actually, rifles, if you put stability mods on it, the weapon comes down and be a lot more controllable. Actually, that's not even a word. It's more easy to control if you have stability on it. And that's the thing, right? Everybody wants to use all damage, all whatever it gives you more DPS instead of using different things on weapons. For example, the LMGs actually are very good with accuracy that makes the weapon even better. The stability is better for rifles because it makes the weapon better. But no, we always gonna go with crit chance and crit damage and damage mods, damage talents, and damage this and damage that. So yeah, that's the problem. I agree with the developers. That's just my opinion, but let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of that. Concerns about Nemesis, Regulars, and Scorpio exotics getting a bigger buff in PvP now that the third attribute can be reconfigured. We are looking into nerfing Scorpio, Nemesis, and Regulars in PvP only. Well, there is your answer right there. So they're gonna nerf those three right there, I guess, on PvP. Again, I have not played PvP anymore. I gave up on it, so I don't know what it is, how it feels on PvP for these weapons. So we're gonna be having a nerf probably. Now, moving for the gear, brand set changes suggestions. So thank you for suggesting. However, we currently do not have any plans to change the brand sets. Our focus is on enhancing the existing stats and not moving them around. Okay, so I mean, it is what it is. I don't know how I feel about that. So concerns regarding armor regen scaling in PvP. Okay, we agree that armor regen buffs are indeed too significant. We have decided to implement adjustments to these buffs for both PvP and PvE to ensure a more balanced and fair experience for all players. So basically, they might nerf again the armor regen because people think that is too much. Moving for Clone Fleet, we have Unbreakable didn't need a nerf. So we will be reverting it back to its original versions of the PTS for PTS Phase 2. So we had an Unbreakable nerf. They're gonna bring it back and just take out the nerf. Either add more turrets or revert the change. The current implementation of the turrets did not achieve our goals of preventing spawn camping. Considering the technical constraints that prevent the addition of more turrets, we have decided to remove them for now and explore alternative options. So the turrets on conflicts are gonna go away again. They tried it, it doesn't work, they take it out. I agree with that. If it doesn't work, just take it out. Moving for the dark zones, the rogue activation timer can be shorter. So the time is set up to stop players from going rogue near you. To see how a shorter timer would function, we will be adjusting it to 3 seconds for PTS Phase 2. So they're gonna bring it down. I don't know right now what's the timer to go rogue, but I guess they're gonna bring it down to 3 seconds on PTS Phase 2. So moving for Descent, suggestion to add reconstructed caches at high price to NSA shop. It is a great idea and we are committed to implement it. The cost of the caches would be very high though. Okay, so they're basically saying they're gonna try it out. On PTS Phase 2, we're gonna be having reconstructed caches on that vendor, but they're gonna be very high cost. Which, I mean, it makes sense. Let's see how it works. So moving down, even with the section length change, it still takes too long to reach the Nemesis. I feel like you can reach the Nemesis very good. Like people, I guess people want to reach the Nemesis in like 10 minutes. I mean, I don't know, but so anyways, developers had this to say. So our intention is to gauge the impact of the current changes in the live environment. Based on player feedback, we will make any necessary adjustments in the future title updates to ensure the best possible experience. Right now, we want to refrain from further shortening the section length, as it can lead to frustration due to the waiting time between rooms and travel time. Okay. So basically, they're not gonna make it any shorter. I don't know, man. I feel like we can reach Nemesis pretty fast. I mean, if we reach it 10 minutes, that would be ridiculous, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think of that in the comment section below. Moving down, we have don't reduce the number of talents. Okay, so the implementation of the changes in PTS Phase 1 was not fully completed, as the UI with the list of talents available in the rotation was missing. To ensure the players are aware of the current rotation, a comprehensive UI presentation will be added. Okay, so we're gonna have that in Phase 2. We agreed that 1 week interval might be too long between rerolls. We will explore the possibility of reducing the interval between rerolls. So we're gonna have that for Phase 2. We'll see about that. Gear lock. Oh man, I was so frustrated about this. So let's see what they say. Gear locking has regenerated mixed opinions, so we would like to provide further insights into our motivation. The Division 2 is a tactical shooter, meaning that strategic planning and decision making play as a significant role in the gameplay. One aspect of this strategy involves choosing and committing to specific gear items before engaging enemies. Allowing players to swap gear during combat would diminish the tactical nature of the game. It would also introduce complexity, as players would need to be aware of the mechanics of their current gear as well as the other options in their inventory. While some players may excel in managing this complexity, we believe it would make the gear system more difficult for the majority of players to understand and engage with it. Additionally, balancing the game's difficulty becomes more challenging, as we would need to consider not only the available builds but also the potential talents combinations that should not be possible during combat. However, we acknowledge that in certain situations, preventing loadout swapping can be overly restrictive. As a result, we have decided to remove the loadout block for rogues, which was implemented in PTS Phase 1. Okay, now I get it. I get what they're saying. That's not how they intended the game to be played. But the thing is, it's so late into the game, right? We have been playing like this for a long time. Players are used to this, and not only on PvP, on PvE, when I'm doing legendaries, for example, I can swap between loadouts to do different part of the rooms depending on the legendary. So that's why I did not like the gear lock for that reason, because on some areas like legendaries, if I need to swap gear or swap a weapon, I would not have that option, because I was used to playing like that. Again, I understand what they mean by it, but I don't agree with it at this point because it's too late into the game. So that's my opinion. Also, they had this to say: we ask you to concentrate your efforts on testing it with the following specs during Phase 2. Gear lock while in combat, regardless of game mode, remains as is. Gear lock while in conflict, remain as is. Gear lock while rogue will be reverted and available for testing on PTS Phase 2. Wow. Okay, so for PvP, they taking it back. You can just swap things out on PvP. But well, for PvP in the dark zone, right? On the conflict, it's still gonna be locked. And in combat, basically that's all PvE. We're not gonna have that back. We're not gonna be able to change weapons when we are in combat. So that's that. I don't know, man. I don't like that. I don't like that change. I will report back when I test it out on the PTS Phase 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, though. Additionally, we introduced following QOL changes. You will be able to switch grenades. You will now be able to switch gear while in shooting range. You will now have 1 minute grace period where you will allow to switch gear after joining another player section. Still, man, I don't know. I like the fact that I can switch my weapons inside of the shooting range. That was annoying, but yeah. I don't know, man. I will have to test that and give my opinion or my feedback on the PTS phase 2. So basically, this was just the answer back of the developers because of what the community was asking, what the community was saying. This is the feedback of the community and what the developers think it's good or not. This is all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know all of your opinion in the comment section below. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody.